If there's one thing that we have learned about cults, it's that the cultists never think the consequences are going to apply to them. We've talked about this with cult experts, cult psychologists, sociologists who study cults. It's always going to be someone else who pays the price, of course, until it isn't. Last week, we met Bradley Bartell. This is the Wisconsin guy who proudly voted for Donald Trump twice, only to now be begging for donations online to stop ICE from deporting his wife. This is the same ICE that Trump promised to unleash with even fewer restrictions than during his first term, and it is happening right now. Like I told you last week, Bartel's wife is Camila Munoz, and she was detained by ICE while the couple was returning from their honeymoon. She is now locked up in a detention center in Louisiana, and Bradley Bartel's GoFundMe is trying to scrape together $3,000 for legal fees to fight against her removal. Now, I want to pause here just based on what I've told you so far. I have to be able to speak frankly on this program. So I say the following with total respect, even though I understand how it could come off. If you need to crowdfund $3,000, you are not the target beneficiary of Trump's economic policy. If you need to crowdfund for $3,000 in this situation, MAGA has nothing for you, as Jamie Raskin and I talked about last week. If you need to crowdfund for $3,000, you're not going to get the stock market gains, which, by the way, right now nobody's getting, but you're not going to get the stock market gains because that is going to go disproportionately to the rich. You're not using an LLC to get out of taxes. You're not getting the tax breaks. You are, as they say, voting against your own interests, spectacularly so. Now, also, the next part is rich. Camilla's own Facebook posts show she's a Trump supporter too. So we've got a deportation happy administration, two people who supported it, caught in the gears of the very machine they voted to build. If it wasn't tragic and if I didn't feel some basic level of empathy for humans, it would be a sort of entertaining performance art. It really would. But let's not miss sort of like the hammer that gets dropped here. The same people who preach personal responsibility and vote for the guy who says he is the candidate of personal responsibility, they are now asking you to pay for their immigration attorney because of the problem they got into, because of whom they chose to vote for. The cognitive dissonance is doing backflips here. You vote for the cruelty, it knocks on your door, and suddenly it's time for GoFundMe. Now, of course, we've learned Trump and ICE don't care that your wife overstayed her visa because of COVID. They don't care that you are now married and that she has a legal path to citizenship, never mind residency. She has a legal path to citizenship. They don't care that they promised to deport people and you're simply the next headline. This instance also cuts straight through the false narrative that Trump and ICE are only targeting what Trump describes as criminal illegals, people who are here undocumented, but have been involved in, a sexual assault. They're gang members. They have a history of violent crime or are accused or have even been convicted of violent crimes here in the United States. The cases that the right loves to wave around to justify all of this, Camila Munoz is none of those things. This is a woman who overstayed a visa during COVID, married a U.S. citizen, is in the process of getting permanent citizenship here in the United States. So whatever your view is on immigration, this is not someone who should be a high priority target for law enforcement. And I think that this is a good reminder that progressives should be clear. And you know what? Bernie was clear over the weekend when he was interviewed about this. Defending immigrants doesn't mean defending everybody indiscriminately. It's a mistake, I believe, and Bernie believes, when progressives start to defend individuals who are here undocumented and have been involved in violent crimes. There's no political upside and there's no sociocultural upside to that. but it does mean that we defend basic humanity, we defend proportionality. And if there were really as many criminal illegals popping up everywhere, you lift a sewer grate and there's 10 of them, and then you open the door and, to a truck and 10 more pop out. If the criminal illegals, to use their term, were so common, they wouldn't be resorting right now to finding people with, forget about a path to residency, but a path to citizenship. So Bradley, the guy who says he doesn't regret voting for Trump, now this is what he's dealing with, and he's asking for your money to fix the problem. Your call whether you think he's deserving of your donations. If you watch or listen to my show, you're probably more knowledgeable about news and politics than most people, and you can turn that into cash through our loyal sponsor, Manifold. It's the app and website that lets you win cash simply for predicting what happens next in political news. It is completely free to play. Think of the predictions you've made that have come true. If your political predictions on Manifold are correct, you win what they call sweep cash, and each sweep cash is redeemable for $1. Your correct political predictions turn into real cash. Very simple. Manifold gives you free sweep cash every single day. You use it to make predictions to win more sweep cash. You never have to spend a dime to win real money. Go to manifold.market/Pacman and you'll get free extra sweep cash just for signing up to get you started. Again, no purchase necessary to get sweep cash or to win cash prizes, but you can go bigger if you want. Use my link to get 40 sweep cash plus 5,000 mana for just $20. The link is in the description.